Amazing. So far, you've been able to create a custom code component on your favorite code editor. Please be VS Code. And then the next step would be to now have this deployed into the Dataverse. The end goal is to have these controls being consumed by business users that are building apps on the Power Platform. Now we've just created a simple control, but you're not limited to that. You can create a simple control as this one, or go an extra mile and build a very complex control depending on the kind of project you'd like. So the next thing would be to now deploy this from our local computer into the Dataverse and see that it's going to be used by that citizen developer. So what you need to do is that you need to add your Dataverse profile. And how you do that is by navigating into the Power Platform icon on the left side of the editor. I'm going to click on that, and you'll see that I only have one profile. That is my Microsoft email profile, but this is not the profile I want to use. So for you to add a profile, you will need to go to Power Platform. So at this stage, you've created an environment. If you don't have an Office account, you can go ahead and create an M365 developer account. I'll provide the link on the video description, and you can create a free developer account on M365 for you to use to test out your projects on the Power Platform. Now you can see I'm in the right environment, so that's good. If you're not, please switch to the right environment where you want to deploy this control. Remember that users in this environment are the only ones who will have access to the control. So I'm going to select the gear icon, and I'm going to open the admin center. I'm doing this because I want to capture my my environment URL and add it here on Power Platform. All right, so now I am in the admin center, and I'm going to select my environments, see the environments I have, and I'm going to get the option to copy my environment URL. I want to use this default environment. I'm going to click on it, and then you can see that I have my environment URL. So I'm going to copy this environment URL, and on my VS Code, I'm going to say that I want to add a new auth profile. So I'm going to click the plus button, and it's going to prompt me to sign in. So I'm going to make sure I use the correct email address. So I'm using my M365 email address. Oh, good. So you'll see that instantly I get my new auth profile added. And so the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to select the specific profile. So I'm just going to select my environment that I want to deploy to. I'm going to stop this process. And then I'm going to first build our solution. So I'm going to npm run build. I'll give it a quick second, confirm that everything builds successfully, because you don't want to push a control that is not working as expected onto the Dataverse. Then remember, I have the correct environment selected. I'm then going to type in a command to push the control into the right environment. So I'm going to go ahead and type in the following command: PAC, PCF as usual, then push. Then I'm going to pass in the publisher prefix. Let's just call it depth. Hit enter. You'll see that it's going to connect into the correct environment. So confirm that this is the correct environment. Then it's going to create a solution wrapper. So remember, it needs to be wrapped into what we call a solution for it to be deployed. And once that happens, you're going to see it under the solutions tab in the Power Platform. The next thing is that you can see that it has packed the solution. The temporary solution wrapper has been completed, and then it has dropped that into a zip file for it to be imported. So you can give your business users an option to import this control as a zip file, and that has also been generated for you. Believe it or not, that's all you need to do from creating your control to now pushing it into the Dataverse. And now if we go and reload our Power Platform, it's going to do a quick reload. I'm going to I'm going to select solutions, and then you'll see that I have display name. So we have the Power Apps _ dev. I'm going to select that, and in here you'll now see that I have a new control that has been updated 2 minutes ago, and you can see that the prefix is the name we passed. We have our namespace and the name of our control. So now it being pushed into the environment as a solution, that means every developer working in this same environment will be able to access this custom control and use it in their Power Apps. So for example, if I go back, select apps, I can choose to edit one of my Power Apps. So let's just test and see if indeed the control will show up as an option for me to add in my own application. So what I will need to do as a business developer is say that I want to add a custom control. So I'm going to select get more components. I'm going to hit code, and you'll see that the control that you've just published for me to access is now accessible, and I can import it into my solution. So that's basically all you need to do to use your development skills to extend the power of the Power Platform.